All right, Brian, so you give Mommy a big birthday hug for me, okay? Okay. I miss you too, buddy. No, I don't need to speak with Mommy again. I'll call you in a few days. I love you too, son. All right, bye-bye.
Hello. Butler let me in. Am I the only one in this family who doesn't have one yet?
One what?
A butler.
I'm sure Lucinda will be happy to get you one.
Well, I will only accept if Anthony Hopkins is available.
Lou, if you don't take it easy, this girl is gonna blow town and you'll never see...
You were saying? Surprise.
Okay, the DA is on his way. Do you have any way of knowing if this Hans is still in Oakdale?
No, but you can bet he didn't come to town to go to a benefit for the homeless. He must have been up to something. Whatever it is, he hasn't done it yet. He's probably just looking for the right time to make his move.
Okay. What are your thoughts on what he might have had in mind?
Well, his usual MO is explosives. He could have solved a lot of his problems just by blowing up the yacht that night. Why it didn't sort of a mystery. Unless he was just casing the joint for the future, you know.
Oh, he danced with Courtney. It gives me the chills just to think about it. I mean, what if the music had stopped just in time?
Well, assuming it was Courtney he was after.
Have you put out an APB yet?
Duncan, I just got the word, and all I've heard so far is conjecture. I need a few more facts before we run off half-cocked.
Here are the facts. My wife and daughter are in danger, and I want to know what the police are going to do about it.
Is Lily coming up? Rather drab upstairs without her.
I still don't know where she is. She should have been here at least an hour ago.
Then it seems you have two basic options, yes?
If you're suggesting I should have her followed again in order to forget it, it would be all over if I did that. Maybe it already is.
Maybe it wouldn't have been if you assert your authority as her husband.
Lily's not like that. Why don't you understand? I try to explain to you. You still don't understand.
All right. Then you go to plan B. You wait. Try to convince her that you have interests elsewhere. Maybe she'll change her tune.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But I can't bring myself to do that tonight. I have to know where she is.
Thought you said you didn't have a light.
Yeah, I lied. Shame on me.
Where are you from?
You think this is a social occasion? Keep your mouth shut.
German. You're German, aren't you?
If you wish to return to the pretty boat and the rich husband, you will be quiet. Verstehen Sie?
As the World Turns. Brought to you today by Vicks Chloraseptic Lozenges, part of the Vicks family of products.
Fashion's closed, so Lily's not there.
Don't worry. Probably what she wants. American women can be so indirect.
Lily's very direct with me. She let me know how angry she was when I had her followed. But she's not angry with me anymore.
Then where is she?
I don't know! I don't know. That's why I'm so worried. At least I know she's not withholding.
Then I'm right. She's probably keeping her distance.
Look, Eduardo, I'm not saying everything is perfect between us. But we talked. And I agreed to give her more space.
She wanted more space. You give her more space. Now you're unhappy about it. I don't understand you. You know that? Now you listen to me, Cugino. You are from two different cultures. Your mother and I both tried to talk you out of marrying an American woman.
What about you, Eduardo?
What about me?
You did the same damn thing. You
What?
did worse. Look, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're right. Sometimes Lily reminds me of my Abigail. The same strong sense of independence. The day she went out on that boat alone, I couldn't understand why she wanted to be alone. I couldn't. Very tragic, that's all.
Look, Eduardo. I want Lily. I don't know how to say it. I don't want her to feel she's my possession. I want her to feel happy, fulfilled. Do you understand?
Yeah, what about your feelings, huh? Eh? Don't they count for anything? Come on, you can talk to me. I'm not your Lily's grandmother or something. Talk to me, tell me.
Do you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
I was more comfortable when she was yelling at me. At least I knew where I stood then. I could yell back.
Yeah.
Since Holden and I fought, she's been cold, distant. God, I have said everything I could think of to reassure her. But she hasn't forgiven me.
Maybe it's time for firm action, huh? Direct action. Send Holden back to Rome. Give Lily some flowers, some jewels. I do.
That's simple, huh? I wish. I don't think so. I don't think so. In the first place, there's nothing I can do until I find her. I have called everywhere I can think of. Everywhere. She went to her grandfather's after we had a fight. But there's no answers there now. Maybe she's there, but she's not answering the phone.
Cugino, listen to me. If Lily has run away from you, don't go after her. Let her come to you. Please. This is one area I'm a little bit of an expert on. Hmm? Lily will come home to you, and all will be known.
All right. So what's Hans doing in Oakdale?
That's just what we've been talking about.
I'm sure there's some connection to the Grimaldis. If Hans was here, I could get my hands on him. I could prove it. I just want some protection for my family.
Well, what makes you think your family's in danger?
Because I'm the one that tracked Hans across Europe and then to Montega. He wants revenge. He's a coward, like all terrorists.
Okay, I'll call the FBI. I find it hard to believe that Hans would show up at a ball, masked or otherwise, and run the risk of being identified.
He's an arrogant, reckless fool. That's what makes him so dangerous.
Well, I'm sure that's true. It's just surprising that he's been in Oakdale this long and hasn't struck yet.
Perhaps he's waiting for orders from someone else. You all right?
Yeah.
I put you and Bonnie in danger again. And I'm sorry we didn't resolve anything about Shannon. But I'm not going to let anything happen to you.
I know that.
I've got to go see Damien, see if he can shed some light on this.
Well, I'll go with you.
No, you stay here and see if Tom finds anything out from the FBI, and I'll meet you at home later.
So what's the emergency?
You didn't tell Grimaldi where you were going.
No, but I'm gonna need an explanation eventually if I want to keep my job.
I'll explain it to him. The terrorist that tried to assassinate Patricia Kingsley has been spotted here in Oakdale. I need you to take care of your sister and your niece. When you leave here with Joel, an officer will go with you to the house, and I'll meet you both there later.
Be careful.
Where the hell's he off to now? See, he's leaving you again.
Lamar, I really don't want to. I don't need this right now.
Okay. Well, at least this time it's not about Shannon O'Hara.
Can you hold on, please?
Tom, there's one more thing. We've got to find out where Shannon is.
It's here. It's all here.
Note, pigs in blankets. I was told that was one of your favorite tidbits by your father.
You spoke to my father about my food preferences.
Not at all, my dear. I did call him, though, to say that you were going to be here. Ah, yes, we are determined to make you feel at home.
The operative term being make.
How about some champagne, darling?
Okay.
Well, I do believe that these are the best pigs in blankets I've ever seen. Don't think I've ever seen a hot dog in a real puff pastry before. It's more like a pig in a duvet.
That's charming. Well, Rosa is really a specialist in this kind of food. Wait till you see what she does with a meatball. Yes, honey.
I think this would be a good time to remind you that Samantha and I have both asked you to back off. Why are you pressuring her even more?
I'm not pressuring her. I'm not pressuring you, am I? I'm talking about pigs and things and meatballs. I need a glass of champagne. I'll remove the corpus.
I thought pigs in blankets were your favorite food.
They were one of 3 things that Daddy knew how to make. So I always claimed that they were my favorites. You know, he tried so hard being both Mom and Dad. So, it was very hard to tell him that I preferred lobster to his meatloaf, even though I haven't had a lot of lobster.
Well, you can have all you want if you stick around here.
You trying to entice me?
Hey, I'm not trying to pressure you.
The trouble is that I like my lobster with no strings attached.
Well, then you will have to carry a pair of lobster shears. I must say I've never seen anybody remain so calm, cool, and collected in the face of a full frontal attack from Lucinda Walsh.
Is her daughter Sierra's personality so forceful?
Not in the same way.
And yet you've managed to maintain your individuality. I fear that I will be completely consumed by this family, just disappear.
Oh, I think you can handle Royce and Lucinda somehow. Want some caviar? No strings.
Look, you see? I think that she would like to play with us and be part of our family. She's just independent. She's independent. She's like you, independent.
Well, you noticed. Well, then it would seem to be appropriate to let her make an independent decision.
It would be very nice if you would say with words that you would like her to stay.
I have made that very clear.
All you've said is that, rather disgustingly, that I'm pressuring her all the time.
Lucinda, think. She has already expressed her desire to be a part of this family by agreeing to prepare Neil's artwork for the exhibit.
I'm glad about that, and you're glad about that. Oh, darling. If she goes back to Chicago, She'll have to take all Neil's artwork with her, do the framing there. You wouldn't want your precious cargo of Neil's work to be taken out of town. You wouldn't want that, would you? Oh. Yes,
Lucinda.
Eduardo. Oh, how... I forgot. How wonderful, wonderful to see you this evening. You know my brother, Royce Keller. Come on in, and you know Craig Montgomery, Eduardo Grimaldi's here. But I don't believe you know Samantha Markham. Hello.
Samantha.
Yes.
Lovely name for a lovely lady. A pleasure.
Well, our gourmet takeout dinner is in the oven.
Oh.
It's set for about 20 minutes.
Would you please have a drink so I can relax?
What?
Look, you always used to drink before I got pregnant, and it didn't bother me. Why change now?
I don't know. I guess I feel like being part of the diet makes me more a part of the process.
Ah. Well, maybe we can find some way for you to be part of the labor pains, too.
Well, I'm sure I will, dear. When you hurt, I hurt.
Right.
When was the last time you and I were actually alone with nothing to do?
I don't know. Are we really alone?
Yeah, Emily's out with a client, and I don't see anybody else around here.
Well, then this is a truly unique moment. You know, we could always turn off the oven and eat a whole lot later.
Well, wouldn't baby McDermott get hungry?
Oh, come on. Don't get me started feeling like a bad mother just because I would still like to have a sex life, okay? It's just, it's the irresistible opportunity of having you alone and knowing that my morning sickness is over. I don't know, call me crazy. It's like an aphrodisiac. I would hate to see this moment pass, you know what I mean?
Trust me, so would I.
I mean, who knows when it's gonna come again?
I certainly hope our little daughter inherits your wicked sense of humor.
Oh, you do, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You think this is funny, huh? Oh, you do? Think it's funny?
I think it's funny.
It's really funny,
don't tickle. Now, come on,
you
don't
do.
tickle.
You do.
No, I'm gonna spill it, buddy. I'll spill it.
Emily! Oh, sorry, sweetheart.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. What happened to your client?
He decided to take an early flight out. Did I interrupt something?
Make copies of this, write out a detailed description, and get out an APB.
He'd have you run any errands if you hadn't been the one to report this.
Oh, come on, Julie. It's not a big deal. Andy and Courtney could have gone directly to the DA or to Joel. You just made them come to me first.
So why not make the most of it?
Look, babe, I appreciate the support, but, you know, you don't have to hang around here. Why don't you go home?
I am not going home alone with a terrorist on the loose.
He's not after you.
Babe, I'm not going home alone.
You okay? I hope you're not mad at yourself for not IDing Hans to the benefit, because you did it. You spotted him on that contact sheet, and if it weren't for you, none of us would know he was here.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't find that out.
Maybe you should... You haven't seen your brother-in-law. Maybe you can go to Zurich for a visit.
No, Andy, I'm not gonna run away from this. And Tom said that if he'd come for me, he would have taken care of that already at the benefit.
But this guy is sick. He doesn't follow any rules of logic.
Well, Andy, he knows you can identify him too.
Maybe we go to Mom and Bob's tonight.
Thank you. All right, Joel, the FBI has no new news on Hans. They didn't even know that he was back in the country, but I think it's probably time we take some precautions of our own. They're going to send a team out. Excuse me. Jess, I think it's time to get you home.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them.
I think Joel's going to send somebody along just as well, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
You're pretty quiet. Although I've got a feeling it's about a lot more than this terrorist business. Okay, okay. You told me not to start, but that is what it is, isn't it?
Duncan and I finally had it out about Shannon.
Well, good. It's about time. I've been telling you all along. You've been much too understanding.
Lamar, the woman was kidnapped, tortured, left for dead, and risked her life trying to get back to the husband that she loves. Now, can I blame her if she wants things to be back the way they were?
All right, then if you're not going to blame her, then you ought to blame Duncan for not letting her know what things were going to be like.
Duncan is in the worst position of all of us.
Well, so where do things stand now?
Well, we really didn't resolve anything before Andy and Courtney came over. But at least I think he understands how I feel.
You think he's going to tell Shannon to back off?
He can't. Nobody knows where she is right now.
Our feelings for each other are still there, in spite of all we've been through. Can you honestly look me in the eye and say you don't love me as much or more than the first day we met?
No, but...
I can't go on wanting you, longing for you. We have to put aside our differences and do what we should have done all along.
Kill yourself! Are you crazy?
I'd risk anything for you, lassie, including my life, because it's worth nothing without you.
Then why'd you lock me in here?
So you could listen without interruption while I told all of Oakdale how much I love you. And so you could have some peace.
Peace?
Aye, well, you considered my proposal.
I cannot consider anything, Duncan. You've driven me so mad I hear bagpipes wherever I go. I even hear them in my dreams.
Well, you're not dreaming now, lassie. Come here. Look, there are a dozen pipers down there playing their hearts out in the hopes that you will give me the answer I've been praying for.
Okay.
Is it yes, lassie? Is it yes? Forever and for life.
Oh, Duncan.
What are you doing here, Duncan?
I came to have a little talk with you.
I'm afraid this isn't a good time.
I thought it might not be.
I beg your pardon?
You have to be a bit more careful in the future with your guest lists.
What are you talking about?
It's no longer your little secret that the terrorist known as Hans was on board this yacht the night of the masked ball. I want to know what the hell he was doing here.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment.
I love performing, though it's a lot more fun with an audience. I love sweet things, too, like sun-sweet pitted prunes. They're so tasty and fat-free. It's love, all right. It's sun-sweet.
And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
Hans was on board?
This is a surprise to you.
Of course it is. Hey, do you honestly think that if I'd known the man was in town, on board, I wouldn't have called the police?
That's exactly what I think.
Wait a minute. That benefit was days ago. Why are you telling me this now?
Courtney Dixon was looking through Andy's proofs of the ball, and she happened to notice a face that no one had noticed before. Andy blew up the photo. It was Hans, no doubt about it.
Wait, but you have no proof he's still in town.
Oh, you think Hans came to Oakdale to crash a bloody masked ball? I think he came at your invitation to discuss matters of interest in other parts of the world.
I told you I had nothing to do with that. And I resent your implications.
Your surprise seems almost genuine.
That's because it is. That's because I had nothing to do with any of that all along. But you never believed me. And I'm sure you never will.
If anything should happen to my wife, or my daughter, or anyone else, I'm holding you personally responsible, Grimaldi.
You know, you're really lucky your last name has 3 syllables in it.
Why?
Why? Because almost every first name sounds great with it.
I always knew there was a reason I married you.
Except that 1 and 3 syllables sounds much better than 2.
Says who?
Says me. It's a better balance, Mom.
You should have never married me. My name only has 2 syllables.
I should never have been born. So does mine.
All right, you guys, make fun. But it's important what we name this child. She's gonna be stuck with this name for the rest of her life. Andrea. What about Andrea? I love the name Andrea.
I wish you would have told me that before your christening.
Well, I just assumed this child was always going to be named Larietta.
All right. If you guys don't want to take me seriously, fine.
Sweetheart, it's just that we're not ready to pick out a name, that's all. I would like inspiration to strike me.
I'm sorry, I'm pushing again.
No, you're not. It's not that.
Do you guys want some decaf?
Not for
No,
me.
no thanks.
Okay.
Now, why did we do that? She was having such a good time. Why didn't we just go along with it?
Look, naming a baby is a very personal thing.
I know, but she's having such a hard time at the office, and I don't think she ever got over that thing with Royce. The last thing I want is for her to feel left out at home.
In case you haven't noticed, Emily is a big girl. She can take care of herself. And besides, you and I have a little girl of our own to take care of. And why did you flinch when I mentioned the name Larietta? What?
This baby really kicked me when you said Larietta. Oh, she did it again.
Here, feel this, feel it.
Think I should say it again?
Only if you want to get kicked in the head. Feel that? Do you believe that?
Wow.
Such a funny feeling. You didn't have much dinner. Was Rose's children's menu not to your taste?
Oh, Rosa's Swedish meatballs were superb. I just happened to fill up on appetizers before.
There you go. I take it the meatballs were one of Elliot's specialties?
Oh, yes. I have to try to spare Lucinda's guests from my favorite foods.
Please.
Ah, it sings. It's beautiful, no? They can create such artistry, and yet we never know who the artisan is.
How do you spell this?
I must think I'm nuts rhapsodizing over a brandy
No,
subject.
I don't. I remember that vase you had in your apartment that was so important to you, that Hubert.
Halbert.
Oh, well, I confess my knowledge of fine glassware is limited, but I am always willing to learn.
Well, I bet you're a very quick study. Here's one for you. What is the difference between a champagne flute and a beer stein?
That's very easy. The champagne flute was specifically designed for the Lawrence Welk Orchestra, not beer stein.
No. I simply meant, can you differentiate between
Yes, I
one
can.
and the
Yes,
other?
I've got that nailed down. I can actually open up a champagne bottle without spilling a drop.
Ooh, then that means you've opened up lots of champagne.
Well, if you're very lucky, maybe I'll open up one for you. Excuse me.
Cool Bob's.
Can I get in?
Oh, yeah, sure. Excuse me.
Listen, I hope that you didn't feel like anything I said earlier, indicated that I don't want you to stick around. And if you want to, I'm trying to protect you from Lou's honey and flies routine.
Just tossing in a little vinegar.
Well, no, it's just she's very good at figuring out where people's buttons are and then pushing them.
Hello?
Hello, my darlings. How lovely to see you. But Bianca's at the university tonight.
This isn't a social call. I may have the lead photo for your next edition of the City Times.
Wonderful.
This guy's name is Hans. He's a terrorist who bombed Patricia Kingsley's car. He was here in Oakdale at the masked ball.
Are you certain?
I'm certain. So I enlarged the photo, and that proves that it is him.
Did you report this to the police?
Well, I took it down to the station. Tom called the FBI.
Take it to the newspaper. Take it to Marlowe immediately and have him call me here.
Lucinda,
all right.
Excuse me, would you allow me to leave?
Oh.
I have to tell Damien.
Oh, yes, and tell him he's not to leave Lily alone. All right.
I don't want to leave you
Thank you.
alone either. Can I leave her here?
Of course.
No, Andy, I don't want to leave you alone either.
I'm going down to the paper.
Okay,
I'll be
well,
right
if you're
back.
going to the
Why
paper,
do you want-
I'm going
This
with you.
woman has a mind of her. Oh, darlings, just lock the car doors. Do you have a phone? Take one of the cellular phones, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Crane, should I be desperately worried about Lily?
If it's Hans who blew up Patricia Kingsley's car, Damien and Lily may be in some danger, yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry. Lucinda, this must be terrible for you. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
I mean, you too, all of you. The whole family.
Bonnie fell asleep before I even got her in her crib.
That's good. Caleb's still outside with Lamar and Tom. And a van pulled up across the street. I'm assuming that would be the surveillance guys.
I hope so.
I have to say, I really admire you, Jess.
For what?
Well, just the way you're holding up in the face of all this terrorist business. And the fact that Shannon's back.
I mean, they're hardly the same thing, Julia.
I know. But still, I think you're a marvel, really. I mean, if Caleb had had a wife who was resurrected, I think I'd have to kill her. You know what I mean? Just
I'm
kidding.
gonna check on the coffee.
Oh, sweetheart, hi.
I just got here. Tom says the house is clean. Where's Bunny?
She's in her crib sleeping. I have the baby monitor right here.
Good.
Yeah, well, I'm going to sleep on the daybed in Bonnie's room tonight, just in case.
Great, great.
That was the surveillance guys that pulled up across the street in the van, right?
Yeah, they're installing video cameras to check on the backyard and the side yards as well.
Yeah, we can go now, babe. Everything's under control.
All right. Well, I'll take a rain check on the coffee.
Okay.
Can't say it hasn't been an exciting night, huh?
Night.
Yeah.
Good night.
So, coffee.
No, I'm going to pass. I'm going back and go to bed.
Lamar. Thanks.
Get out of here. I'm just glad to see your husband treating you right for a change. Good night.
Coffee. Yes.
Yeah. So, Duncan, tell me something. Why didn't you say that you were worried about Shannon before you left the squad room? I mean, certainly you don't think Hans is going to go after her.
Hans saw me dancing with her. He saw me pick her up and carry her out. He knows that she's close to me.
Well, Duncan, we can't protect her if we don't know where she is.
That's exactly it. And she's not going to come out of hiding until she knows her immigration status is cleared up, so we can't warn her. I'm afraid Hans may target Shannon as well as Jessica and Bonnie.
I think I have the right to know what you're planning to do to me.
Halten Sie Ihren Mund.
English. Please. If you want me to understand you.
You understand.
If this is supposed to be a kidnapping, aren't you supposed to make a ransom call or something?
I told you to shut up. But since you refuse to obey, I'll make it easier for the both of us.
There's one I really like. This is the one. Keller structures are elegant and with special grace. They're seamlessly fused, perfectly integrated. and they're... What's funny?
Fused and integrated? Fat lot that guy knew.
The critic was ahead of his time, darling. Or possibly you had fused yourself in your work before you got around to it in your private
Enough
life.
already. You're boring everybody.
Oh, no, stop. Believe me, it's not the company or the subject matter. I think I've had too much to drink. I should get going home.
No, you can't
Now,
possibly
wait, if you think you're
drive
drinking too much,
home.
I mean, you might be asleep at the wheel or something.
There's no discussion. You've got to stay.
Well, I just might be too tired to resist.
In that case, I got to guess, sweet.
That's okay. I think I'll be fine here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go because I gotta be down at Riverwalk early. Thanks for the chow, Lou. It was a highly diversionary evening.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, Royce.
Good night, Royce. Dr. Spiros, his doctor, says that we have nothing to fear from him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't too abrupt with him.
Oh, no, not at all. He's nice. I mean, he can be difficult, but he's a nice guy, essentially.
Yeah, tell Emily that.
All right. Good night. I'll find you something pretty to wear, all right?
I'll see you at breakfast.
Oh, my heavens. You know, breakfast. Elliot said, I'll get ready for this. I'm sorry. That what you really love at breakfast is kippers and
Oh,
marmalade.
no. But you please tell Rosa to make whatever it is that she feels
All right.
like making, okay?
I
I'm
appreciate
sorry.
that. Thank you so much. Are you sleepy? Are you?
No, I'm going to stay up for a little
All
while.
right. Do you think that Damon can take care of Lily? Okay.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is definitely going into my marriage contract. If I ever have the occasion to make one.
Well, look at you. You're all ready for bed. I guess we ought to clear out of here.
No,
huh?
I don't want to kick you guys out yet.
Well, you got an early meeting, don't you? And I know pregnant ladies need their rest.
All right, well, I'll go get my blankets and pillows. Well, we'll pull up the bed out for you.
We?
You're right, you. I'm gonna go up.
Listen. What's more important than finding a name for this baby is finding a place for us to live with this baby. Just you and me.
Shh. Okay. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams. Come on, I can do that. I don't want to be a bother. It's bad enough I'm kicking you out of your own living room.
Okay.
Hey, Lair. Don't you want to say goodnight?
Yeah. Good night.
Emma, I'm sorry if I worried you. Look, if Lily does call, would you please ask her to call me? Yes. It's important. Thank you. Good night.
Did Lily come home?
No.
I have some rather unsettling news. Hans was in Oakdale. He was spotted on this yacht the night
I
of
already
your
know,
death.
Eduardo.
Then it might be a good idea to search the vessel in case Hans left us a present.
It's already been done. I had Sergio and the rest of the crew check the engine room and the storage places. They found nothing suspicious.
Good. What on earth could Hans be doing in Oakdale?
We can discuss his motives later, after I find Lily. I'm more concerned about her now than ever. I have to be sure she's safe.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize anyone else was up.
Insomnia.
Me too.
Are you sure it's not the fear of kippers for breakfast that kept you awake?
Was I that obvious?
No, only to me.
So, can you recommend any reading material that might help me sleep?
Well, whatever Lucinda was reading from seemed to be doing the trick.
Oh, could we lighten it up a little, please? What are you reading? Aesop's Fables. Tortoise and the Hare.
Yeah, which are you?
It's far too late to ask that intimate a question. Are you working on your fable memory, or are you looking for a new life lesson?
Oh, I could probably always use a new life lesson, but no, I'm just strictly taking a stroll down memory lane. I used to read these to my son, Bryant, before he could even understand them. This one was his favorite.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, right. I suppose he could have been catering to my limited literary menu.
You must miss your children greatly.
Yeah, I do.
Especially today. Lucinda mentioned it was your wife's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Would it help to talk about her?
Sweetheart, would you please tell me what's on your mind?
That's it. I'm going over to Cal's. If Lily's there, she may not be answering the phone. Lily.
I'm afraid not. Are you telling me you don't know where your lovely wife is, Signor Grimaldi?
Who is this?
I think that is not as important as what I have to tell you.
Is this Hans? Answer me! Who is this?
Be careful how you speak to me, Signor Grimaldi, if you ever want to see your wife again.
You have Lily? I don't believe you. Let me speak to her.
Halt deine Mund. I'm the one who's giving the orders here. You do exactly as I say, or your pretty flower will not live out the night.
Leather Fashions by Sienna. Tuxedos by Raffinati. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.